All right. This is just something that I already had my moment in terms of how yes, I was a little bit upset that we did get an team dream stage, but also in the exact same instance that now that I had a moment to collect myself, this is something that I really wanted to talk about that I feel as though, and this is just me speculating my opinion here, as a K-pop stan and as a Lune international Lune, of how that Kcon kind of fumbled the bag in terms of not having a team dream stage, but also adding on to both having not an team dream stage, but also with the fact of not having, say, a Santos Bravos dream stage. I understand that, realizing that not many people listen to Team IE or Santos Bravos, but understanding there are always certain groups of fans that um, kind of resonate with both those said two groups. One being with International Lunes, and both how with Santos Bravos really do connect with the Latin community. I really do feel as though, even with having like, I understand with the interactions with both Santos Bravos and teams going to happen with their specific in the countdown stage, that kind of fills into that specific spot in both. But realizing that there could have been, and I don't know the full details about that. Again, this is just speculating opinions. The one thing that I really wish slash hope for they could have done, a possibility of having a team dream stage. Now, hear me out, and let me just speculate about this. Having an team dream stage would be kind of interesting because of the fact that Team is not one of the biggest well-known groups coming out of Hive. Yes, currently at the moment, Team is on tour. Don't get me wrong, but Team is not one of the biggest well-known groups coming out of Hive because out of all the groups, many people will remember with saying, for example, BTS, TXT, Illit, and Hypen. Even with the fact that with the situation with Hypen just being currently at the moment just 6 members, Cordis, um, Cat's Eye. There are a lot of groups that is well known for either being in and out of the K-pop industry, either if they have made their appearances at Kcon or appearances throughout the K-pop world in general. In most of these situations, you hear more about these groups compared to you hearing about Anteam. And I'm just using it as an example when the fact when Hypen did the Sweet Venom Dream stage. Um, Hypen is a well-known group, but with the fact that they've only appeared at KCON twice. One time last year when they did the Sweet Venom Dream stage, and the year before that, where if I'm not mistaken, some of the members couldn't have not make it due to them being not fully well. I don't remember that off the top of my head. It is actually has been a minute since I really remember the entire details about the dream stage stuff. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I didn't go to that year. I think it was the year, if I'm not mistaken, that Ellen and Brian performed for the 2022 dream stage. Please, someone actually double fact check me on this. But understanding that with creating something like a dream stage with interactions with International Lune, because I know there are a lot of people who would want to do a dream stage, would want to do a dream stage with like saying certain songs from teams such as Deer Hunter, Run Wild, Mismatch, Lunatic. I feel as though those have been really good songs to create a great interaction, and how as I have known a lot from what I've seen for certain videos, the interaction between the idols and the fans, and the fact that there are many international Lunes. If you're a Lune, let me know. It's just realizing that there could be so much that can happen, but I feel as though, and I'm saying this again, KCON kind of fumbled the bag. I love NCT. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm an N citizen as much as I am a Lune, but I was low key kind of hyped to hope that we could have gotten an Team Dream stage. I'm still going to talk about the dream stage in terms of like what to happen. I'm not going to tell anybody do not do the dream stage. In terms of doing the dream stage in itself, it is a great chance to get that opportunity to perform with your idols. Because I know there's a lot of people who want to perform with their faves, to be able to have that moment, to have that great interaction with your bias that will consider to be, well, not as crazy, or many people would try to post all over social media about that in terms of itself. Again, my own, this is kind of like one of my personal opinions, because a long time ago I made a video saying of a possible predictions, and with most predictions, people get me wrong. I'm wrong. And I'm glad, and I'm going to admit that I was wrong. And literally, I'm gonna be one of those type of people hyping up, because literally in my next video, I'm going to talk about the possible songs that they can do for a NCT Dream Stage, the Illit Dream Stage, and a TXT Dream Stage, which I have a really strong possibility about the last one. But again, these are my personal opinions. If you have some, I would love to share, and let's have a conversation. I hope you all have a good Friday, and enjoy y'all day.